Hello, hello. Let me get started here with Matron in 2 minutes. I think I figured out my mic settings, so I should be able to talk during the games. Yeah, I can let you know what I'm thinking at different points. I probably won't talk all that much, just because it's really distracting to talk and play at the same time. And I want to try to improve and do as well as I can without adding in too much distraction. But yeah, I'll definitely try to give my opinion at certain points of the game. Hopefully it doesn't lag too bad here. So this is my first set of streams up on my YouTube channel. We got some pretty decent response. So that's why I'm going to try to stream again and see if we can improve the quality and suppose the entertainment value. So new map here. Overlord's going to go to the northwest. It's just the closest base. Hopefully I can get there before I send out my drone scout, and then I can send it start with the southeast base.
We require more minerals.
Next overlord going to go to the ramp, make sure no shenanigans are going down. Protoss or Terran players bunkering in. I got bunkered in and cannoned in quite a lot yesterday. So a random player, I'm going to probably send out a scout here a little bit earlier than usual. And we're making our way up here. Alright, so that timing, I think he is going to be top kind of right. So I'm just going to go ahead and send my drone right up there. And he's Protoss, so I'm going to go ahead and open up 15 hatch. That can be a little bit susceptible to cannon play, so I have to be on the lookout for it. And a lot of Protoss players are doing the forge fast spam. So, looks like 3 pylons going to wall this off, and he is all sorts of gatewaying it up here, so relatively standard opening. I just accidentally made an extra drone or 2 before my pool, so hopefully he doesn't come with any sort of early gateway units. I won't have much in the way of defense. Not a complete wall up here. Interesting by him. And I'm going to go ahead and make him use this probe. So no gas yet either. I'm really confused by this. Unless this is the second gateway. Now it's a forge, so it's going to be pretty late to cannon me in. I'm just going to try anyway. Again, very late gas. Here comes the first zealot. I'm sure there's already the first zealot. Really late gas on my part, but it shouldn't be a huge deal. Now he's double gassing it up. Second. So double gas, I assume that's a cybernetic score, didn't see for sure. And I'm getting really, really high on minerals. But droning up here. And we leave Cookman's front door. Cannon's down. Let's see if his expansion is actually down. It is. So we can't really push out at any point here. I do want to sack an Overlord back in his base at some point here, just to see what sort of tech he's going for. Speed needs to be on the way, and just droning like a madman at the moment. I'm going to go for Roach play. Roach Hydra has sort of been successful for me. I have been trying Unit Wing, but that's really weak. In the late games, usually once they get Archons up. And then I also tried Infestor Ring, but my Infestor control is not great. So he is very well saturated. And I'm going to see what he's got in the way of tech here. Okay, no warp gates yet. We have a really late lair. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to put some pressure on him with wings. Alright. So there's gonna be a lot of wings coming. He's got Immortals coming. Possibly. Seen him through his tower. I have not seen him through the tower yet. Macro hatching it up. Okay. So a lot of Hydras coming here.
Are under attack. Our forces are under attack.
Hydras, since the Corruptors seem to like to target those first and foremost.
Mineral field depleted. We require more minerals.
He's been adding a lot of Hydras since it looks like he's been adding Void Rays. Maybe he won't have too many. Colossus. And then maybe the Broodlord Hydra might end in this.
Mineral field depleted. We require more minerals.
Gonna be off creep here, so a little bit dangerous. Definitely want to take this down. This connected just finished it. And I want to try to get my Hydras in a position behind my Rogers when his army eventually comes. With my injects, try to keep them on 4 bases, or 3 bases. I'm just starting stockpiling
Mutation complete.
No, he's not on that gold. No, he's not over there. Actually, I haven't gotten away any sky information on the line, so.
The high cluster is under attack. Defeated. We require more minerals.
So I've kept him on 3 bases this entire time, I think.
Beauties.
Just got one down there. So, should be good to go. I think I've won. But I need to keep up with my injects. Still had it.
These guys are exhausted.
Brood Lord or a few here.
We require more minerals. Unacceptable command.
Got those lings on patrol, making sure I can't take the 4th. Should check this top again. Hello, sir. Alright, so I didn't really get to talk there as much as I wanted to. Basically shutting down his 4th, pretty important. I didn't want him to get onto a 3rd, but couldn't really help that since he pushed at the same time as he was expanding. Just watch the replay at 8 times speed real quick. So yeah, really funky opening for him, opening up with the gateway into the forge that really put his warp gate tech behind. It made it so that I could drone up really hard. Probably should have taken the 3rd a little bit faster. Saturated that. He was actually able to take down my 3rd and he was ready to move out by the time I did take it. But the fact that he went with the forge right away, sort of weird. He came with the Zealot, as you saw. The Zealots really didn't do anything. I'm not sure if he killed even one drone. I got a surround on the Zealots with the drones and the lings. I pulled them back as I got some low health. And made sure I was able to take down those pylons. And here's the first Zealot. See, I basically haven't lost too much of anything. One wing so far. Instead, cancel a few pylons and lost that Zealot. So, a little bit ahead. Lost my drone there, so I didn't get to see what he was going to throw up after the first gateway here. But I did see the double gas, so I knew he was going to be going for some sort of tech play eventually. Actually, you get the 3rd, 4th there. I popped in with that link to see that he has gotten his expansion, that it was finished. So what I'm doing is some sort of MC Nexus cancel 4 gate. Throwing up a few spine crawlers here just to be safe. I was getting very high on minerals. This is about the time I wanted to take that 3rd, and you see I've taken it probably a minute or 2 late. And need to get lair up at this point as well. I'm working on all these extractors and really have nothing to use the gas on. But I'm going for some early upgrades. He's going really fast robotics here, and also adding on a Stargate, so his warp gate is very light on those. He actually is, robotics facility, robotics bay, and Stargate, just 2 gates, so very low number of warp gate units, not a lot of sentries as well, and suicide in there. I see that immortal. Did not see the robotics facility or the Colossus out, so I figure he's going for an immortal mix, possibly to bust open my spine crawler defense. His killed his observer. Now he's going to push down here. At this point I don't really have an army, because I have Hydras coming all the way. I made them a little bit late to save that 3rd, so no big deal. I just lost the hatchery, saved all the drones from that, and come in from behind with my Hydras, able to focus down the Colossus. That's pretty huge. and then gonna remake my hatchery, gonna make another one there, and since I did just create a big army, I can't really push out because I don't have creep extended, so without creep, Hydra is gonna be really, really weak. I do have roach speed not yet done as well, so yeah, can't really push out. Now he's gonna push out again, and don't really agree with this. He does have the Colossi and the Void Rays, but not a lot of gateway units, so quickly focus down the Colossi. The trouble here is the Corruptors are going to want to try to focus down the Void Rays, which is why I want to get rid of those with my Hydras as quickly as possible, and use the Corruptors to take on the Colossi. And now he's going to go for a fourth here, overextending himself a little bit, but he did get up his third. It is relatively even worker count. I need to do a pump and get on this gold, start taking advantage of that. And going to be coming with Hive Tech at some point here. Don't really go for tier 3 in this matchup too much. Usually can win with just Roach, Hydra, Corruptor, and out macroing my opponent. And at this point I know I just need to stop him from getting on a fourth. So I'm going to go ahead and destroy that. Army count, relatively equal. Income count, pretty equal. 60 drones, possibly won about 15 more, but don't have good saturation on this yet, and that's going to allow me a bigger army. See, I'm about to be maxed here, working on my Greater Spire, and I was throwing down these Spine Crawlers to free up some supplies so I can make Brood Lords, but they're actually going to work out as he's pushing out here with his units. Those are going to finish just in time, and now I'm going to lose this encounter. Some decent force fields from him. My roaches aren't able to attack all at once. But I'm going to try to lighten him up a little bit. I've got 42 roaches coming, don't want to lose any of those overlords. And now the roach is going to do work against these corruptors. I've got 7 Hydras coming. He really needs to push in with these Void Rays, not really sure what he's thinking. Now he's finally doing that, but here come the Hydras. And at this point, it's been army versus army a few times. We basically traded, but I am on 5 bases, one of which is a gold. He is on just the 3. And you see I've got these lings, some late game lings, and I've got him on patrol between all the remaining bases. He has no army to take down this destructible rock, and basically the only spot that he can expand now is this fourth again. I sort of sense that, so I'm going to move into position here to take it down, and just sort of A-moving, shooting my way to a vastly inferior army there. And so it was 3-3 at the end there. Again, could have done a little bit better on the Harvester count, and needed to get up that third a little bit faster to take advantage of the fact that he fast expanded, and to be able to protect it, have the income and the army to protect that third. Still getting used to these new maps. Don't particularly like them. I don't really think there's too much of an imbalance, at least I haven't found it, and at my level there's not really any imbalance you can complain about when you can just play better. But yeah, just really used to the regular ladder maps, so check APM 89. Yeah, really used to the regular ladder maps, and basically know what I can get away with on all of those. APM-wise, I typically hover around 100. That's my first game of the day, so 90 pretty low for me. Definitely want to get it up into the 110 range. I think that would be a decent goal for myself. Get a little bit spammy at the starts of games, but towards the mid-game, sort of slow down a little bit. Really need to be keeping up with my injects, droning, making sure that I max out. It's another big problem is I'll have a lot of resources and I won't max out. Alright, so ZVP here. This is on a map quite a few times. Don't particularly care for it. Sending the Overlord to the upper west, the northwest here.
We require more minerals.
I'll be able to drone scout southwest.
We require more minerals. We require more minerals.
And you want to be auto-assigning your drones with specific mineral patches. The close one, second Overlord goes to natural. So you want to get really fancy, you can hook up the drone pairs so that they're all on the close ones. Maybe your first 8 drones or so on the closest 4 nodes. I do that when I'm not so lazy or distracted talking. And you eke out an extra 5, 10, 15 minerals here and there. Allows you to get some of the bumps out of your early build, like the 13th drone here. typically larva comes up right before you have enough minerals, but if you do the close mineral trick, they'll come up and the larva will finish right at the same time as you're able to build that 13th drone. So his time here on that probe leads me to believe workers here. Leads me to believe that he is in close position, so he is either up here or he's going to be south. I'm going to go ahead and open up pool first, since I don't know what he's going for. I'm not going to add the gas quite yet, and looks like he is here. See those glowing minerals? Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and send my drone scout up there, and I imagine he's going to be going for the forge fast expand. So I'm going to come out with my first ling or two and get an expansion of my own. I want to, could have gone in with my overlord, but I want to leave this guy over here so that I can sacrifice him later on in the game, see what kind of tech path he's going for. And yeah, the forge fast expand. Did get his expansion down, so didn't even have to build a cannon or anything. Should be super safe to drone at this point. And yeah, gonna get my own expansion before gas. So there's no gateway. See if he goes for a cannon. And let's see. Guess I'm gonna try for a heavy econ roach speedling bus. And here's the first cannon, so I don't want to come down here anymore. Second cannon, actually. And now my drone is very low, so I want to make sure that I don't lose him. I want to check gas timings. And I'll go ahead and steal gas and pop out later to figure out what it's going for. Let's actually, fuck it, let's go for 3 gate, or 3 hash. And did see the gas timing there. Didn't talk to my queen, so we'll play on my part. And can we do all 3 hatch? Probably time some gas as well.
We require more minerals.
So since I was a little bit behind on my inject there, I'm going to use the extra energy of my queen to start a creep tumor and begin transferring up to my third. So yeah. Where's this guy? Still need to get a poke in here with an overlord and see what he's going for. All the same while droning up. Want to see if he's going for some sort of 6-state timing. Whether he's teching up or what. I'm gonna go for speed first, then I'll go for lair. I want to make sure that I spread my creep. Probably pretty susceptible to early pressure here with that third being in that position. And it looks like all this tech is going to be over there. Check this front door. I know he's got a few cannons down here, but wow, really surprised. He's hiding a lot of tech. Gases were a little bit late, so I know it can't be really tech heavy.
We require more minerals. The hive cluster is under attack.
Now he's just attacking the sentry. This is weird. I wonder if he got a third. So if you spread your creep down here, you can actually protect all 3 bases. With just one set of spine crawlers. Not really sure what tech I'm going for here. He has really been hiding his tech well. I have no clue what he's going for. Really need to spread some overlords between our 2 bases. Anytime larvae pop out, I make sure to make a few overlords. He's completely walled off there. Oh, it's going to be void raised. So, going to get some extra queens on the way. He's got the 2 void rays at the moment, so I should be able to take those on with my 3 queens. And got more queens on the way. So this is good for me. I'm really prepared for this. You know, spine crawler or spore crawler since it's in here. And he's gonna try to do some damage, but my queen should be ready to come out. I need to get overlord speed. And you can't really push out with any sort of gateway army at the moment. Just want to make sure all my extractors are working. Got a ton of queens. Full saturation here. And now that I've finished my overlord speed, those should be safe as well. In a macro hatch, got a lot of income. I've been falling behind on my inches a little bit. And so you say mutas against Stargate, usually not a good idea, but typically you don't add a lot of Phoenix to this. So he's got 4 Phoenix. I'm able to kill one, that'll be pretty huge. So I'm gonna come out with well, let's describe it as a metric fuck ton of mutas here. And I'm gonna ruin his day. Now I'm just going to push out. I'm going to go ahead and get these spine crawlers into position down here. So now he's got force that I can handle with these mutas. In fact, before he even pushes out, I'm going to make sure I max out on the Zerglings. With these mutas, I'm going to wreck his face. He thinks he's going to force Hydras here. That's why he's going Colossus. But I'm going to destroy his entire economy. I don't think he's on 3 base yet. And as well as I micro well, I should be able to take down these Phoenix. Phoenix can totally destroy mutas. But not when you have this many and you don't micro them. So now I'm pretty much free to destroy anything in space that I want. I'm going to go for tech workers. I could probably even start lightening up his stalker count here, but I'm going to wait for these mutas to come out until I have a ton of them. So down goes that. Keep up with checks. do have the macro hatch now. Better saturation there. And now I've got a fuck ton of mutas, and I'm gonna say stalkers, I don't care about you. Now he can do his there's that. So yeah, he can do his best to try to pump Phoenix, but they're only coming out one at a time, and he's got to mic to them so perfectly. Phoenix are faster and at greater range than mutas. Mutas range 3, Phoenix I think range 5, and obviously much faster, but if they miss micro at all, a big flock of muta like that can just one-shot the Phoenix. So yeah, got on 3 base really fast since I saw he was going for 2 base. Tried to scout his tech, really wasn't able to do that just because he hid this Stargate so well. He came over with the Void Rays. I already had 3 Queens out, and I was able to take those down pretty easily. And then he added a few Phoenix, but not enough. I was floating, had saved up a lot of minerals and gas for when that Spire eventually did finish. And 16-20 muta can ruin your day. You saw I was able to take down almost all of his probes there in one shot. I don't think he was on a 3rd. I didn't scout it, but yeah, most Protoss at my level usually go for 2 base timing, and they're really, really late on the 3rd, which is weird because everybody goes for a Forge Fast Expand now, but they don't really follow it up with a, like you get a faster natural with Forge Fast Expand, but then they don't take the next step and get a faster 3rd. Like if you take that risk, you want to try to, make all your bases come a little bit faster. So now we have a doppelganger here, Shivers, another ZDP, so same map. Again, I'll imagine a Forge Fast Expand coming, and again, sending that Overlord to the position where I can scout and then pull back. So I don't want to send him to the northeast, or northwest, excuse me, because that would have a lot of area down here where you could take stalkers if I tried to poke in and take down the Overlord, where over here, missed the drone. Whereas over here, you can just position your Overlord and you just gotta walk all the way down here and around with stalkers to get to it. Don't miss drones while you're trying to explain stuff. But you saw I kind of had some clunky play in the last game. Didn't keep up with my injects, didn't spend money. It sort of worked out because I was able to pick a tech and sort of surprise them with it. But against a better player, that's really not going to work. And I'm going to want to scout here a little bit early, see if he is going for Forge Fast Expand. I've been getting kind of screwed recently with cannon rushes. Cannoning a lot of my ramp or behind my natural. So I think I'm going to go for the pool first. He hasn't scouted me yet or really tipped his hand. So yeah, it's going to be Forge Fast Expand. So you're going to tell my my Overlord to beeline it up here. And it's interesting. So depending on where he puts his first cannon, I could possibly I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So I've got my spawning pool on the way, and he's going to have to cannon here because he really doesn't have any other choice. So he's going to put down a pylon, and this is going to put a bit of a cramp in his style. He went for that forge first, so he's not going to have any units he can pressure me with, and I'm going to try to make sure this photon cannon finishes before I cancel that hatch. So That costs him a pylon and a... Oh wait, 2 cannons. That's nice though. So that costs him a pylon and 2 cannons in a place that doesn't really do him any good. And costs me a drone, which I was probably going to lose scouting anyway. And just a few minerals from the hatchery. Now I'm a little bit late on my own hatch. A little bit supply block here as well, but just going to be droning up. Should probably get speed, so I can continue to scout. Overlord moving into position here to try to figure out what his tech's going to be. And he hasn't really shown us any cannons down here yet. I want to make sure there aren't any. I didn't see a probe make it into my base. Okay, no cannons. So that's good. Overlord in position to see when he's taking his third. And hardcore droning for me. Really should have started a second queen at my main. Yeah, that would be smart. I would have had that. Mount some wings here, so we can do some scouting. And again, he sunk into that gateway, 2 cannons. He didn't put any cannon at his choke point there, so maybe he isn't going to do that, but I imagine he will. Next 2 bases with the creep. Get lair tech. And really need to figure out what he's doing so I can prepare for it. I imagine he's going to be going for some sort of Stargate play, since that's what everybody seems to be doing these days. But going to poke at his front door. Warp gate tech not yet finished. And really need to be spreading creep now. Again, creep spread is really important, especially on this map. Because you can defend all 3 bases if you get spine crawlers down there. So, definitely want to do that. Maybe I will... another... creep tumor with that queen down there. Alright, so shitload of shit coming. Possibly going to lose my third. But he's got warp gates finishing. That's going to be at least 4. So I imagine he's going to be coming here with some pressure shortly. So I want to make sure I have links prepared. We can go ahead and upgrade those. That really won't finish though. Probably not a great usage of minerals. I'll go ahead and make sure there aren't any proxies. And again, if I can get this creep spread down here, start inching my spine crawlers down. Really need a Zergling out in front of his base as well. And see, even if he isn't going to be pushing out here, the fact that I saw those gateways forces me to create Zerglings instead of drones. See, I'm really light on my natural, and my main haven't even started on my third yet. But the fact that he hasn't pushed out does give me an opportunity to move these spine crawlers in a better position. I'm going to go ahead and add a spore crawler as well. Make sure no DTs are coming. He does have that double gas, so DTs could be on the way.
We require more minerals. We require more minerals.
And really need to make sure I'm keeping my injects as well. We've got great tumors at this point. Just need to be spreading Z-creep. Got a ton of gas, so really need to be droning instead of gassing. That, yep, hallucination, so he's not on a third, and he hasn't pushed out yet, so this means he's going for some sort of tech. I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice a Ling, see if I can see what he's going for. Alright, yeah, not really sure what tech he's going for here. Again, he's not on third. I'm getting out both Hydras and Aspire, so I'm covering all my bases. Decent saturation, not perfect. A lot of these, and at this point I need to sacrifice another Overlord, but I don't have Overlord speed, and I don't really have any good position here. So I'm going to send a Ling up to scout for that third. Should be covered from DTs. We'll see whether this Overlord gives me any good information. So he's going to go for a third here. It's going to be taken down now. Now getting really high on minerals, but I need some scouting information before I decide what I want to go for here. Overlord speed, let's see if that finishes. Yeah, I'm going to allow that to finish before I poke in here. Alright. So, going to be a few Corruptors, and then heavy Hydra. Go ahead, macro hatch. Spreads to creep. Take that down. Just go for a fourth. At least force a cancel there. And again, keeping them on 2 base is really important. And now he's almost going to be forced to push out here and try to defend against
We require more minerals. We require more minerals. Our forces are under attack.
projects. That's an Overlords and Roaches. One thing I don't do is get Roach upgrades. That's really not a good thing. So, adding speed a little bit late here. And he is at 1-1. I am working on 2-2. Next up, Roaches here, and it should be good to go. I need to get a little bit better creep spread towards the middle of the map. Queen in play. Economy looking okay. I think I'll wait for this 2-2 to finish in my speed and then push out. pulled back his army, so I'm going to go ahead and take out his force here. And that's a really heavy investment in cannons. Wow. And all my pull back here to the safety. Load my spine crawlers. First thing I do when I micro battles like this is use my corruptors to try to focus down the colossi and get corruption on all of them. And now I've got a shitload of units popping up here, so I'm going to take it down quite easily. Did I get Hydra range? I did not. That's going to be a big factor. And now should just be able to beat him with Roach Hydra. And that should take the gold on my side. But he's on 4 base right now, but invested a ton in Proton cannons up there. I'm going to go right in the natural. Try to get a good concave. Make sure I keep my jacks. And these runs to there. I guess we can sit behind those cannons in the north, but I'm not really sure why it's not GG. There you have it. 3 ZDPs, 3 victories, 2 Roach Hydra, 1 Evil Lane. And I guess I'm going to go ahead and take a quick look at this one. And I'll probably stop this one. I want to start doing, instead of big 2-hour sessions, I'm going to do little chunks, like 3 games at a time. And then try to add some commentary and maybe look at replays of a few of them. So he is in the northwest. And again, I'm not sure if that hash rate was such a good decision, but when we get to that part, we'll take a look at what he invested compared to what I invested. I got the jump on his probe, so he's going to have to retreat with that one. And see, he goes for gateway second. He's feeling pressured at all. He would go for gateway after cannon. But if you check it out, unlike some other maps, the ramp here really far away from the natural, such that if you put down a photon cannon here, it's not going to be able to reach this hatchery. So he is forced to create a pylon here, and again, it's just going to count as a regular old pylon, no big deal. It's still going to give him supply, but he also invested 300 minerals in these photon cannons, which don't do anything. So I wanted to wait until the photon cannon's finished. I didn't see the one, didn't see the second, it's sort of like a bonus. And so he invested 300 minerals there. I only lost 75 minerals, I think, and the drone, of course, but probably going to lose that drone anyway eventually. And now he completely walled off a ton of cannons. So it means his gateway is protecting you really late. I mean, think of this investment, 4 cannons at 600 minerals, when really you could have just invested 150 minerals. These gateways could have come so much faster. That could have been a 6 gate time, but instead he's just got these 4 gates. At this point, it's about time, like on the Forge Fast Expand, where we want to sacrifice that Overlord. I see the gateways, I see him being chronoboosted out, and I think, oh god, pressure's coming. So that's why I'm responding with a lot of lings, making sure I throw down these spine crawlers as well. If you check the income counting station, it's actually 41 to 23, and that is fucking god awful. Jeez, I really need to be pumping drones. Whenever I go pool first, and especially with that cutesy hatch play, tend to forget drones. Usually when I go hatch first, my economy is so much better. Now highly pumping drones, only up to 37. Here come another 7 though. And seeing the hallucination there, and poking in and not seeing all that many units here, I'm feeling better about droning. See another 9 drones on the way. So slowly but surely I'm getting up to kind of 3 base saturation, which perfectly would be 66, but I have yet to pick these geysers, so it's just going to be about 60. It's still a little bit short. Definitely something I need to work on droning, especially in that early game. I mean, he had such an advantage being able to probe up off of 2 bases here. Even though I had 3 bases, didn't have very good saturation because like 20 workers behind. Sacrificing a Overlord in here, so that tells me exactly what I need to make. I need to make a few Corruptors. I see he just has the 1 Colossus, and then should be pretty safe with Hydras. Hydras do great against gateway units, so I'm going to feel safe using those. I've already, I think, canceled his expansion a few times up there. These lings on patrol, and now he has to pull his full army out of position to take down that ling. I could have done a run by in here if I was had my lings in the position. And now I have Watchtower, and I see the bottom part of his army, so I know exactly where he is. I can click and see he has 1/1 upgrades, and I know he is just on 3 bases, and his 3rd base about to start. And look at all these cannons once again, kind of bronzish of them. We got at least like, must be like 2100 cannons coming here. He's basically dumping so many minerals. Now let's look at the engagement, slow it down. Army versus army, we're both maxed, both relatively equal. I get a few units kicked off there, but I want to fight with these spy crawlers helping out. I want to try to get into a good concave as well. So now I'm going to be moving in here to split some units, start microing small groups of units, which I think I do at the end here to start focusing down Colossi. When this battle starts, I want to grab the Corruptors. See, I'm corrupting all the Colossi, and then I queue attack through the Colossi, making sure that even though we're trading armies here, all the Colossi will be going down, such that when I remax with these 19 Hydras and 7 Roaches, I'm going to be able to decimate this mostly gateway force here. If he was running off maybe 2 Robos, he would have been able to reinforce with a ton of Colossi, but just off the 1 Robo, Colossi count not going to be very good. So get another corruption off, going to focus that down. And now, still relatively equal. I do have a bank. I've got more bases than him, starting at 4th. And these Hydras just going to rip through these Stalkers. 2-2 for both of us. And now maxing out Roaches. And again, look at all these cannons. 6 there, and another 6 there. So I think 1,000 minerals. He could have had another 10 Zealots in that engagement. Definitely would have ripped apart these Hydras. And now I figured, I think he did clear the ling off of that base, but he had a 4th here. So I'm going to wait for these Roaches to come out and join my army and then push up here. Sort of expecting another 10 cannons up there as well, which is why I don't want to push up with these small groups of Hydras. But at this point, if we check the army count, it's 2,500 to 1,600. And with my economy just so much better than his, I need to saturate this expansion, which I'm doing. I need to take the gold, which I eventually do as well. I'm going to go ahead and push up here and take down what I think would be a spore. And again, Protoss at this level just do not expand fast enough. You definitely want to get up on that third about the same time as the Zerg player does. And you don't want to allow them to get multiple bases ahead. Again, still at 50-some harvesters, so I don't get to that 70 or 80 count, which the pros really do. But again, my macro's not as good, my injects aren't as good, but I am spending up a storm here. I'm maxing out 181 and don't see a base here, so I want to try to get into a decent concave. I see units here and then shoot my way into his base. It's 2-2, and if we check the army count, it's 4,600, 1,600, even the fact that he has Colossus and I don't have any corruptors. Not a huge deal. Once you take down the initial Colossus, you don't really have to make all that many more corruptors as long as you push out soon after. You know, if he was able to churn out 3 or 4 Colossi, it probably would have factored into this fight, but just the one, not going to be a huge deal. Here's the second one on the way, so we're just going to take a small contingent of roaches to take that down, and then GG should be coming here, 195 to 48, but not really sure what he's doing. Doesn't even have any sort of a bank. He's got Void Rays coming out, 5 Hydras, so that's the answer to those. And it's going to be a GG from him. APM 95 that game, so a little bit better in a 24-minute game, but definitely want to get up to that 100, 110. I'm still making some mistakes there, obviously 20 drones compared to his 30-some pros start, not very smart. But again, when I get cute like that and I don't open hatch first and get my economy up and running, like I was able to do on the one game, this first game, had pretty good droning there. I tend to get a little bit clunky with my drone timing, so thankfully that didn't sort of bite me in the ass. The fact that I scouted those gateways and thought maybe a 6-gator gateway pressure was coming, especially after I saw the chrono, made me invest a lot in lings and spine crawlers, so that really hurt my economy. So I really need to get more of a game sense, perhaps making lings only when he does push out. I did have a ling at his front door, so he couldn't go anywhere without me knowing. So just little mistakes I could finish. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this streaming with commentary. I'll go ahead and upload it on my YouTube channel. And I am Matron SC on Twitch TV, so if you want to follow me, I'll try to stream pretty often. I've been laddering quite a bit in Season 2 and Season 3 now. You see I'm saving my games. Done about 32 so far. Let's see what my record is so far. So 32 games, I'm 19 and 13, so pretty decent record, about 66% win percentage. Especially against Terran and Protoss, pretty strong. DDZ, definitely my weak point. But yeah, I'll be streaming. If you want to follow me on Twitch TV, make some comments. I'll definitely try to interact with the stream a little bit. Or if you watch on YouTube, love to hear your comments there as well. I'll try to perfect the uploading from Twitch TV to YouTube. I know there's a little bit of graphical mistakes in the last set, so I'll try to correct those and figure it out, add one comment or say something about B levels, but not really sure what that means, so I'll do some research. But thanks for watching this one. Take care, guys.